All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Saturdays with SWAGASSI. First of all, I want to say thank you for viewing in for my last video. This is going to be on IGTV, so you'll be able to listen to this again. I am not good enough to make YouTube videos yet, but I'm on IGTV, and that's one step for progress. And I do know that I will be committed to making another video, but edited and fully versed in everything. I think that today is actually pretty good as to the reason why, though, that I'm going to be able to be raw with you guys, and this will not be edited. This will be just straight up giving it to you. Today's topic is about my why. Why am I doing everything that I am doing? It's going to be short, sweet, and I'm going to get straight to it. Why? Number one is for the Lord. And I have a couple of reasons here. My number one reason why I'm living my life the way that I am and being a man of influence the way that I am is because of the Lord. It's in my conscience. There's the voice inside me that tells me that I should be doing right by others and doing right by myself, and I should be chasing my dream. And my conscience is telling me, and it's been so strong and bright and fiery at this point in my life. And now you guys are all witnessing that. Love. The second reason why, my number one reason is the Lord, is love. I get a strong sense of love from the Lord. I mean, through people that He puts in my life, through challenges that He puts in my life, through questions that I ask myself that want me to seek the answer to them, that want me to find the meaning of life. I all view that as a form of love. And I want to share that love with everyone who I come across and who's viewing this now. I feel also that the reason why I do it for the Lord is because I have this feeling that He is the number one fan in my life. I have this feeling, and I imagine the Lord cheering me on, encouraging me, and almost smiling from the heavens as to like, look at my child here. He's doing his best to improve, and I'll be there so long that he holds on to his faith with me. Number two, my second reason why I am who I am and why I'm doing this is my potential. I am chasing the best version of myself in all aspects. First example I want to give to you that sticks with me is I'm a basketball player, and I remember a story. When I was in the 9th grade, it was my freshman year, and I was trying out and going into high school basketball. We were into the season, going into the beginning of the season, and I remember asking my coach, I said, with all the tryouts and everything, I mean, how do you view me as a player? I had enough courage to ask, and he answered with this. He says, you know what, Agassi, out of everyone, you have the most potential. He gave me the tone as if it were a compliment, right? And I took it as positive criticism. But when I searched the meaning, I was applying it to myself. I searched the meaning, and it was like the ability, the foundation to be great, but you're not there yet. And that yet, with my dreams, they're not here yet. With my family, wife and children, she's not, by the way, I love you so much. She's not here yet. But that yet keeps me pushing and fighting to chase my potential. And last reason why potential is it's the best way to help myself. By me chasing my potential in my faith, in my fitness, in my family's potential of how strong a relationship can be, it is the best way to help me. And that's just my opinion, but I find myself growing so much, and I view that as the best form of constructing myself to the man that I want to be. Number three, all right, serving others is the reason why I'm doing this. I get so much fulfillment in my life from serving others. Now, before I get into this idea even more, she always asks me, why do you always want to include me in your videos? And it's because, and I'm talking about my fiance, it's because she brings me so much fulfillment. And I'm so glad that the Lord brought me a woman in my life who we both have that in common, is to serve each other. Our focus is doing what we can for the other person, because we love each other so much. And I love my fiance so much. And honestly, in terms of potential and the Lord, like, she falls into each one of those categories. I believe the Lord brought her, and with her in my life, she wants me to, she makes me feel like I can achieve my potential and all of my dreams, and which is more the reason why I want to serve her and other people. And even my dream of owning of having a positive environment that helps the community by putting other people's dreams first. She's so supportive of that. And is that not serving others? And so, one, I love you, my love. Her name is Jezreel, by the way. Go follow her. She's a super amazing woman, and I am being biased because she is my fiance, and I'm okay with that. My family, they were a big big part as to why I value serving others so much. My grandfather was a leader in the community in the Philippines. My grandmother, the woman who raised me after my mom passed, she was always about doing what was right for other people, her children, grandchildren, people in the community. A church lady who every Sunday, she has this quote, "Church is always good." She was always about serving others. My mom, when I only had 8 years with my mom, but the legacy that she left behind for me, is a gauge in my life that allows me to see if I'm serving others the right way. And how I know that she is someone who serves other people, the examples show through all of hers, up to 12 brothers and sisters. They all speak so highly about her, and the legacy that she left behind is just so bright and clear in my life today. And I do my best to follow that mold and continue to create my own story. And I think serving others is one of the greatest forms of feeling happy. When you give a couple bucks to the homeless person, or when you help feed the homeless people, or when you do anything, when you pull over to the side of the road when someone's car is broken down and you're helping that person, just serving other people, just naturally, I guess the Lord only knows, just naturally makes you feel that you're extremely happy. Now, this last reason, number 4, is the most personal to me, and that is changing the narrative. This is probably the most personal reason. The Lord is the Lord, right? Potential, that's universal. Everyone can chase their potential to be great. Serving others, that's also universal. That's global. By serving, if the whole world serves other people, it will be a better world. But this changing the narrative part is the most personal to me. I grew up in an environment that had a very, very opinion mindset, meaning their mindset was act based off of what others' opinions are going to be of you. And that to me was it was unhealthy. I feel that limits growth. Negative encouragement, rather than saying, "Man, you know what, you did a really, really good job in your basketball game. Great job, you scored 12 points." The way that, the environment was for me, and by all means, this was in my environment, but I truly hold no resentment. I accept my family, my parents. I'm speaking about my parents, by the way, for who they were, and I hold nothing against them. I know that they were doing their best, but just like anything, people give, and then you take the good and you leave the bad. And so the good I have seen and I'm appreciative about, but the bad, this is why I want to change. It was negative encouragement. Instead of me saying, "Hey, Dad, look, I scored 12 points," he'll say, "Yeah, but you turned the ball over 3 times. Yeah, you yelled at your coach because he took you out." And the focus was always things that were the negative. Even if I were to give a gift, and there happens to be one little stain, instead of saying thank you for the gift, there's a stain right here. I don't know if that's culture. I don't know if that's the upbringing, but that's just something that I want to change. changing the narrative in terms of the immigrant mentality. Now, when I say the immigrant mentality, I know that that can be something that's very, very positive. Because when you're an immigrant, you come from a place where humble beginnings, and you want to go to America to change that. And so the courage that it took for my parents to leave their home and come here to start a better life, that I love and that I keep. The only part of the mentality that I do not want to keep with me is the security mentality, the sense of preservation, just stay secure. I don't want that. I mean, it's understandable because they come from nothing. So when they come to America, they're seeking jobs, which I don't want to end up with a job, a 9 to 5, where I'm just clocking it. I do not want to end up with that. I want to create something that will allow me to have a lifestyle of serving others, and everything is on my terms. Time, when I come in, who I serve, what the ideas that I want to bring about. It's not just a secure job that I can work for 30 years and then I receive retirement, and then now I'm 60 years old traveling to the Philippines twice a month. I want something so much more, so much bigger than the mindset, that particular part of the immigrant mentality. And the last reason why I want to change the narrative is because I want to leave behind a legacy. By all means, again, I know I just mentioned some things in the negative area that came off as negative, but I view everything as a positive, especially by putting the Lord number one in my life. I view everything as something that is serving me and making me better, because I'm choosing to accept it for the good. Take the good with the good and the bad with the bad, But I want to leave a legacy that is going to just make my children, God willing, just believe that they can do anything, and I want to do that by living by the things that I'm saying, encouraging them, and even just the people around me. As I grow in life, as I mature and get older, I want I want it to be a living legacy, and I want it to be even more powerful when I'm dead and gone. I mean, before I started filming, an example was Walt Disney. I mean, look at the legacy that he left behind. I mean, here's just one man who had a dream, and it started with Mickey Mouse, where he was the voice of Mickey Mouse. And now look at it. I mean, look at the quality of the movies that Disney produces. I mean, from little children to their parents, they get moved by these pieces of work and art, all started by a man who had a dream and is now leaving behind a legacy that we are experiencing today. That same concept I want to dedicate my life to providing. And so, yes, those are the 4 things. The Lord, my why. My why is I do it for the Lord. I do it to chase my potential. I do it to serve other people. And I do it to change the narrative of my life. And so I want to thank you all for listening to me. And another thing, before I let you all go, it can't be Saturdays with Swagassy if I don't share a little bit of the swag. My inspiration today, and kind of like for the theme of my whole page, has been this, I don't want to say vintage, because I think vintage is, it is vintage by all means, but I think vintage is you understand that it's old, right? But you happen just to be wearing it, so that's vintage. I'm going with like a more retro vibe, meaning retro is the belief. Like I am going retro in a sense that I am holding myself personality-wise to concepts and beliefs and ways of viewing and dreaming that have been around for thousands of years, and I'm just keeping them with me, and I'm just living a current life, and I'm still continuing to grow with what the world has to offer now, as Gary Vee would say, in this era. Yeah, this t-shirt was given to me by my fiance. This is my favorite t-shirt now. 1, because it's given by her. 2, because it's retro. Now, it is a little bit small. It's a men's small, but a Philippines men's small. This was purchased to a college that she didn't end up going to, but I love this t-shirt. Why? Eagles. On a dark desert highway. That, you know what I mean? But it's just, I love this t-shirt. This belt right here is a belt that I bought. I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully you can. But this is the belt that I bought, gave to my dad because it was too big. And then my dad gave back to me because he started to realize that I really, really loved the belt after he put holes in it himself. So the holes, these are the original holes. he cuts it off, he cut it off and then made his own. So this belt, these slacks, Ralph Lauren, Lauren by Ralph Lauren. I don't know if it's really Lauren, but anyway, these slacks have an old vibe. I got these at Burlington Coat Factory, and they were hemmed. They were tailored by African gentleman named Baba. I think it was his name. That was his nickname, and in my language that means chin. But anyway, this chain right here, this is just a chain that I happen to find. I don't even know where the chain. I think I might have bought this chain at like Target. I think when I was like 12 years old, and I've held on to it ever since. This little hook was when I used to work at. I used to be a slot technician for Sunset Casino, so that's on there. And this wallet was a wallet that I used to use, right? But as it got thick, I did not want to have the idea of like be sitting on something and like I messing on my back or anything. But anyway, point is, this is all just style points right now. Totally accepted, all good. To me, it looks good, and I feel good. So yeah, that's that. I'm probably, when I step outside, it's gonna be about 60 degrees according to Google. So I'm gonna step outside. I might throw on this hat, and I might wear this scarf because it's a little bit brisk out here in Las Vegas. And I might throw on this jacket. Yep, I might throw on this jacket right here. So that's that. And I'm about to go walking right now. Take a step outside, get some fresh air. But I thank all of you guys for coming in to view with me. Oh, and if you're wondering about my shoes, I do not have any on right now, right? But I will be wearing some. We don't wear shoes in the house. But the shoes that I will be wearing for today are the white and black Cortezes, my favorite Nike sneaker. But anyway, I thank all of you. Life is good. God is great. And thank you so much for listening. I'll see you all next week on Saturdays with SWAGASSI.